Thanks, Noel. We've got a wonderful scene here. This is an animal that we very, very seldom see, other than a fleeting glimpse. They're usually quite shy, but this slender mongoose has got a good reason why it's hanging around here. We got alerted to its presence by some starlings, of which you can hear them all alarming now. That's them showing their disapproval of the slender mongoose. And as you can see, there's a dead scrub hare. And we can only guess that the slender mongoose has been feeding on the scrub hare. It looks like it's hardly been fed on. It looks like it's almost very fresh. I haven't had a good look at it yet. We literally stopped the vehicle as soon as we saw both the scrub hare and the slender mongoose. Let's keep an eye on the slender mongoose. David is on the move. There it goes. Oh my lord, it's a black mamba that killed the scrub hare, and the black mamba is going up the tree, and the mongoose is attacking it. This is absolutely ridiculous. Up a bit, Davy. There we go. Look at this. A ginormous black mamba. And that explains exactly why the scrub hare looks quite fresh. This mamba would have just killed it. And I'm guessing the slender mongoose responded to this scene because of the alarm calls from the birds. Oh, my shattered nerves. And I think we should definitely welcome on board as many other people as we can to this fascinating scene. I saw the mongoose running, and then I just saw it kind of bite at something, and it actually tried to bite the tail of this black mamba. I thought it was trying to make another kill at first, and then I saw this almighty serpent start slithering about. Good grief. Now, I was telling Dave as we approached the sighting, please could it be a big snake? Please could it not just be a slender mongoose? Have a look at the slender mongoose below there, Dave, directly below it on the dead stump. Down a bit. It just jumped down, but it was standing, kind of looking up at the black mamba. And isn't this a wonderful, wonderful kind of David and Goliath display here? The slender mongoose looks like it's trying to work its way higher up this tree. I'm going to reposition ever so slightly. Hello everyone who has just joined us on this unscheduled safari broadcast. As you can see, there is a snake up in that tree, and it is a black mamba, one of the most highly venomous snakes that we see in Africa. My name's Scott, and it's great to have you on board with us. Now let's take a closer look at the snake as I explain to you what exactly is going on here. Now, we were driving along peacefully. It's a cool, cloudy afternoon, and hoping to find something interesting when we heard some birds alarm calling. It was mainly the starlings that clearly were letting us know that they weren't happy about something. So we drove into this area, and looks like the snake's trying to move. I just want to, it's quite tricky. There's another predator on the scene. Let's show you the slender mongoose quickly, Dave. It's just at kind of 9 o'clock there. And this was the first predator we actually saw, this tiny little slender mongoose. And I thought, oh, well, as per normal, there's no sign of any snakes, but just a slender mongoose. But then we spotted something else. A dead scrub hare, and it looked quite fresh to us, but I wasn't too sure exactly what was going on. It looks like the slender mongoose was wanting to steal it from the snake. Can you actually believe what's happening here? So this tiny little scrub hare would have been caught by the snake, and this mongoose is now trying to steal it. Now we need to keep a close eye on quite a few moving parts now. I'm trying to work out where the snake has gone. It started slithering down the tree, and with snakes, we've learned that they can disappear so quickly. There's no sign of it in the tree anymore that I can see. And who knows, will this black mamba put up a fight against the slender mongoose, which is definitely far smaller than it? I'm guessing that black mamba was about 3 meters in length. But the mongoose is showing an incredible display of its strength as it drags what will be an absolute bargain of a meal for it. It's going to keep this mongoose fed for days. Now, because we see snakes so seldomly, and because that mongoose isn't going to be able to move too quickly, I'm going to try and just get us into a spot where we can work out where the snake has gone. Let's hope it doesn't slither up into the vehicle. Like I said, this is one of the most venomous snakes that we do get out here in Africa. It's got a highly neurotoxic venom. that will essentially just shut down your organs, causing you to die. But I don't think we're going to get ourselves into any trouble just yet. Now, I can't for the life of me see where the snake has gone, but let's just stop and see if we can't have a scan in these bushes. It could well have disappeared into any kind of cavities or holes. AD, you've just mentioned that you've been hoping to see a black mamba for many a safari, and this is the first one you've managed to see with us, so I'm glad we managed to work that one out for you. Where could it have gone? It's incredible how such a big snake can disappear so quickly, and there's not really that much undergrowth for it to hide in. Let's keep driving around this kind of fallen down tree and see if we can't get a view of it. My heart is absolutely racing, as I'm sure a lot of yours are as well. So much excitement out of the blue, and that is the joy of being on a live safari. I didn't have time to mention where we are and what's going on. We're in South Africa, in the Sabi Sands Reserve at the moment, and this is a live safari if you have not gathered that already. Now, no immediate sign of this slithering serpent, but it could just be kind of curled up in a ball somewhere. I'm hoping we get some more views of it. But this snake is a territorial snake, so it'll know this area well, and I'm guessing it would have worked out and remembered a good place to slither off to, and I'm guessing it's somewhere at the base of this tree. It looks like there could be a few hiding places, a few holes in and around that root system there. Phew. Now, where has the mongoose dragged the scrub hare to? I can see the little mongoose. I think we may have disturbed it ever so slightly, but seeing as though it has just stolen this meal from the snake, I'm not too concerned for the time being, and it will come back immediately to where the scrub hare is. I'm guessing it's somewhere just in front of us over here. So what we should do is get into a good spot and kind of just sit and patiently wait to see if we can't get any more views of the snake, as well as the slender mongoose starting to snack down on the scrub hare. Whoo-wee! Absolutely awesome, awesome stuff. And seeing as though things seem to have calmed down for the time being, I'm thinking of saying goodbye to everyone who has just temporarily joined us. And if you would like to continue joining on this afternoon safari, you can just Google Safari Live and find us quite easily that way. Thanks very much. We'll see you all next time. Welcome back, everyone. Whew. That was absolutely crazy, and such a good example of how you just never know what is going to happen out here. I can't believe the snake gave us the slip. I was really hoping we were going to be able to get some more views of it. But I think if we position the vehicle in the right spots and just sit and wait patiently, we could well see the snake coming out to investigate what has happened to its hard-earned meal. Wonder where it went. What I do know is that these creatures can just move so quickly that sometimes they give us the slip with relative ease. But I'm sure a lot of you are ecstatic that we finally got a decent snake sighting in. We see them so seldomly that I'm very, very happy that finally our luck has turned. Cool, yeah, thanks, Davy. I spotted there. Dave was just letting me know where the little scrub hare is. We've got a view of that. So we're going to just get into a good spot where we can wait and watch the mongoose come back and start doing its thing, and or hopefully see what the snake is getting up to. So while we do that, we are going to send you off to one of the others. I bet they're feeling jealous about our wonderful sighting. We can just see it slithering very slowly through the grass there, and it is approaching the slender mongoose with its scrub hare kill. Earlier on, it held its head up about 30 centimeters off the ground, peering towards the scrub hare kill. Let's just show everyone the scrub hare kill quickly. We can just see a little white spot there. That is the scrub hare's tail, and I think the slender mongoose is still there. I can't be certain. The snake's above the snake's above it. The snake's there. The snake's there fighting with the mongoose. Let's just stay tight like that, Darby. And now the mongoose is going for the snake. Oh, it's just so thick, and I don't want to try and reposition any closer. There we can go. We can see the snake there again now. Only just we can see the snake slithering through the undergrowth. And has the mongoose given in? Absolutely epic stuff. Now I am going to try and reposition us a little bit closer. I think we can get into slightly better spots. I'm just going to move very slowly. How absolutely awesome is this? Now I'm going to stop here and just see if that doesn't help for the time being. It's not ideal, but I really don't want to impact on what's going on here. If you go to the right a little bit more, Davy, I think the snake's more to the right. There's its tail. And welcome back to everyone who has just joined us on this unscheduled broadcast. We've got a fascinating scene unfolding in front of us. There is a black mamba. You can see there its tail is slithering through the undergrowth. It's a highly venomous snake, probably the most venomous in Africa, and it's had one of its kills stolen by a much smaller predator, a slender mongoose. And it seems to be, there's the kill there, it's a scrub hare that it managed to catch and kill, and it seems to be trying to reclaim this from the mongoose. The mongoose is still here somewhere. It's just so thick, and we really don't want to impact on what's going on here. But I am going to try and squeeze us a few meters further forward. We're coming to you live from the Sabi Sands in South Africa. My name's Scott, and it's great to have you on board with us. Absolutely incredible stuff. We spend hours and hours out in this wilderness daily, but seldom do we get to see fascinating scenes like this. I'm just going to stop here and see if we can't snipe a little gap through there. It looks like if you keep zooming in, oh, there's the slender mongoose. So the slender mongoose is playing with fire here, because if the snake does land just one bite onto a small mammal like this, it will be only a matter of seconds before it dies. So an incredible duel between a kind of a David and Goliath scenario here. This mongoose is far smaller than the snake, and of course the snake is highly venomous, like I've said. Doesn't seem too concerned though, just grooming its back in between this duel between the snake, the scrub hare, and this black mamba. Ra, are you suggesting that can this mongoose not kill the snake? And yes, I mean, it could kill the snake, but it would be an almighty feat for it to be able to kill it, because it is a very large and dangerous predator. So earlier on we saw the mongoose nip the snake on the tail and chase it up a small bush, and it'll continue to try and pester the snake, but the snake is also backing itself. That's why it has come back onto the scene here. The mongoose is incredibly agile, and it's using that speed and agility to avoid any strikes from the mamba. Let's see if I can move forward a little bit more and get us a slightly better view as to what's going on. Okay, the mamba's got its head up having a look at us now. And it's called a black mamba not because of the coloration of its skin. As you can see, it's quite a grayish color, but more importantly because it's got a pitch strikes. It is pitch black. There you can see it now biting onto the scrub hare, and you may see a little bit of kind of meat and blood there. That's from where the slender mongoose had started to feed on the scrub hare. Absolutely incredible views of this highly successful and venomous snake. Now, what is interesting is that the scrub hare is large. So for this snake to swallow the scrub hare, oh, I think it just got a bite from the scrub hare. Did you see how its body's moving like that? I think as it starts swallowing the hare, and it needs to swallow it head first, it's got it by the head there. The mongoose sneaks in and gives it a bite. How absolutely awesome is this, everyone? And the fact that we are coming to you live makes it that much sweeter. Please send through your thoughts and your comments. I would love to hear how you guys are feeling. I'm feeling absolutely ecstatic, because to see something like this is incredibly fortunate. Fiona, you would like to know if there are any animals that are possibly immune to animals like mainly the honey badger, which is renowned for being incredibly hardy and tenacious. And I have seen a documentary where a puff adder, also a highly venomous snake, attacked a badger as the honey badger was trying to attack it, and it did manage to bite it, and the honey badger just curled up and went to sleep for a few hours, woke up, shook its head as if it had a small hangover, and then continued to eat the puff adder that it had killed. So possibly honey badgers. Other than that, though, not too many animals, including a mammal our size, an adult human being, will be in deep trouble if they are bitten by this snake. It does attack your nervous system and neurotoxic venom, and slowly all your organs will shut down. Chris, you've mentioned that this is unbelievable, and I'm very happy to have you on board with us. I'm just going to try and creep forward a meter, not even, just to try and get a better view of the snake's head as it continues to try and swallow the hare. There we go, that's better. And like I've said, it's got its work cut out for it, because it is an absolutely large prey, or much larger than I would have thought possible for the snake to swallow. But they can unhinge their top and bottom jaw and allow their very stretchy skin to accommodate very often large prey. And unlike a lot of other predators, snakes, I guess, and crocodiles don't have the joy of being able to rip off portions of their kill, but in fact have to swallow their prey whole. Not so much crocodiles. Crocodiles can do the spinning roll, where they will break off pieces, but they can't really chew off bits. They need to stretch them out. There's no further sign of the slender mongoose, which is interesting. It may have had a small snack and thought, well, that's enough. I don't want to risk any more. Mamba? Ha! Well, Katie, you've got a very interesting theory. You're wondering if this black mamba is not waiting for, if the slender mongoose is not waiting for the black mamba to finish the scrub hare and then consume them both. To be honest, I don't think that the slender mongoose sees a black mamba as its prey. I think it was just in the area when this mamba made the kill and opportunistically tried to steal it from it. Theft in nature is quite common, interestingly enough, and a lot of the predators will compete with one another and steal kills. Look at how it's stretching now. Absolutely awesome stuff. Madeleine, you are 100% correct. This is a once-in-a-lifetime sighting, and yes, the snake will certainly swallow it whole. It's its only option, really. If it gets halfway and gets stuck, it'll have to regurgitate the initial parts that it has swallowed, because they only have one option. It is all or nothing. It doesn't have the necessary teeth to chew off a chunk of this scrub hare. I wonder how the whole kill went down, if the snake followed the scent of this scrub hare and snuck up on it and just gave it one well-positioned bite, and it would have been, I'm guessing within a minute the scrub hare would have died, because it's so small that the venom would have raced through its body and caused death quite quickly. I'm going to try and sneak forward a little bit more. Sarah, you'd like to know how long can a black mamba get? And 3 meters is really big for one, but possibly slightly bigger than that. Not much though. How's that looking there, Dave? A little bit to the left, I think. Yeah, and up a bit. Yeah, that looks like it'll be okay. There we go. So it looks like it's battling to get over the skull, but it's about to. And Kylie, you'd like to know, how can the snake breathe whilst it's got its mouth full of scrub hare? And you'll notice there's one tiny nostril that we can see there, and it will be breathing through those nostrils. Look, all the ticks are fleeing. Those tiny little insects you can see on the scrub hare are small parasites, I'm fairly certain called ticks, and they've obviously realized that their host has died and are now thinking about another plan. Now, has this snake decided that the kill is too large? I think it has. It's off it goes, Davy. It's slithering away there. Well done. So, too big for the snake. And how unlucky is it that it's hard-won meal? I'm going to try and stay with it, get you a few more views, because we see them so infrequently. The tricky thing is they move so quickly through this undergrowth, and even though there's not much cover, I cannot believe how quickly it can disappear. It also took us by surprise when it popped back out, very close to that kill. We were sitting waiting patiently and had no idea where it came from. Now I fear that even though we did move quite quickly into the spot, that we may not get any more views of the black mamba. But if you would like to see if we do, you guys can Google Safari Live to continue following on this live safari. It's been an absolute pleasure having you for this incredibly rare sighting of a slender mongoose and a black mamba. We'll see you all next time. Well, wasn't that absolutely awesome? Shame, poor snake. The scrub hare that it decided to kill was a little bit too big, it appears, and you could see it was really just having trouble getting that skull into its mouth. But I'm very happy that we got to share that fascinating scene with all of you guys. Apparently Ralph has now got a trick or two up his sleeve. Why don't you go and see what he has in store for you?